there, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Not Your Average Breakdown, where a blissful bystander of news is enlightened weekly by her news-savvy friend. I'm the blissful bystander, Claudia, and Alex here is my news-savvy friend. Hey, friend.
Hi, Claudia. That was awesome, as always.
I was excited to bring that one to you today.
That one is pretty good. How do you even come up with them?
Honestly, I can't tell you my secrets or I'd have to kill you.
Yeah. Man, I feel like you learned that from me.
I did learn that from you, so exactly. It's a little bit of your own medicine. Are you happy to be recording from your own space today?
I am. I am so done with traveling. We traveled a lot this year, and every time I'm home, I'm like, I never want to leave again.
Yeah, but it figures you found a mate that does exactly what you don't want to do. Yeah,
That's the karma for you.
right. That's the way the universe works. So today, our episode is going to be especially interesting because we're talking about something that's been making a lot of waves lately, which is Ozempic. Now, for those of you who are like me and haven't been keeping up, Ozempic is one of those buzzwords that I've heard, but don't really know much about. The bit I do know is that it's causing life-changing weight loss in people's lives, including some very close people to me, and its popularity is growing. So I want to know all about it. I want to know the who, the why, the what, the wary about it, everything. So, because it affects people near and dear to me.
You just keep bringing up these highly controversial topics week after week.
I like to get spicy.
I know. I feel like this one is quite spicy because it's very controversial and everybody has an opinion about it. And so many people are on it.
So I say spicy, but my biggest concern is, any health risks because so I care deeply about the people that are close to me and I just want to make sure they're safe. And I've already seen it make quite a difference in their lives. And I just would like to know more.
Do you know what Ozempic is?
Loosely, in very loose terms, a drug given that was meant for diabetes.
Yes. So the Ozempic medicine is generically known as semaglutide. It was approved in 2017 by US Food and Drug Administration, and it was approved for the use in type 2 diabetes. And it is a weekly injection that helps lower blood sugar by helping the pancreas make more insulin. Now, it is not approved for weight loss, but some physicians do prescribe it to help with weight loss. And there is another bit of information that I feel like a lot of people don't know, and that is that the semaglutide that is approved for weight loss, it's actually in the brand called Wegovy. I don't know if you heard their commercial like online.
I feel like I've known people taking that as well.
That is actually the drug that is approved for weight loss. Ozempic has a smaller dosage of the semaglutide than Wegovy, so that's why they prescribe the other drug. But don't get, confused because it's all made by the same company. So it's not like there is a competitor. So it's the same brand.
Interesting.
There is a lot of controversy around it is, does it work? What's the long-term effect? But it's also a lot of issues are with over-the-counter stuff that you can get in pharmacies or online or some off brands, which, the FDA is really trying to tackle that. And they keep issuing warnings that there is no other generic brand. There is nothing else besides those two brands that can be prescribed and that are approved by FDA. So anything else you find online, you don't know what you're getting because it was not inspected or approved by FDA.
Yeah, well, that's terrifying that people are even looking for any kind of alternative to that.
It is because, on social media, you can see constantly these videos like TikTok and Instagram is full of them. People just buying stuff online because Wegovy is quite expensive. If you don't have insurance, I think it goes like up to $1,300 a month.
What?
Yes. It's really expensive. I don't know. I mean, I know Hollywood is kind of obsessed with it, but they have money.
Yeah.
But the regular people as well, they have been like abusing it. And some of it is covered with insurance, like employer sponsored plans. And then you can sign up for like some credits, and you can get it pretty cheap if you have good health insurance. I think it's approved with Medicaid, but it's only for obese people. So like your BMI has to be like between like 27 and 30, and the obesity has to cause you some other underlying issue like diabetes or heart problems, anything else. So it's not very easy to get it, but if you do get it, there's always some type of copay with it.
Now, you said that the Wegovy is about 1,300. Is the Ozempic comparable to that? Is it pretty much the same?
Yes, but so as I said, Ozempic is not approved actually for weight loss. So,
Oh, oh, but they doing it. They
oh,
doing
I
it.
know. Oh, I know. I heard crazy stuff about it. I don't know actually if you heard about Sharon Osbourne.
No.
She has been struggling. You know who she is?
Yes, Ozzy Osbourne's wife.
Yes. So she started using Ozempic. Her doctor prescribed it to her because she was fluctuating in weight and she was just sort of tired of it. And she's like, fuck it, I'm just going to start Ozempic like everybody else. And she lost so much weight. She said that she lost like over 100 pounds
Mm.
and she fell below 90 pounds. She said that she's rapidly losing it and she just cannot gain anything back. And so that's been the problem, because Ozempic really is, it's like a lifelong treatment because it is used for diabetes, right? So one of the things about Ozempic and how it works is actually it mimics a hormone in your body and sends the signals to your brain telling you that you're full when you actually are not. So when you stop it, you very easily can gain back all the pounds. That's what the medical researchers have been trying to warn, and FDA specifically saying that it is not a magic pill where it just solves all of your problems. You start taking this drug and you lose whatever, 15, 20, 50 pounds, depending on what your desired goal is. And then you just stop taking it. You literally have to take it for the rest of your life. And you have to make some significant changes because you cannot eat sugar, you cannot drink alcohol, you cannot eat high fat food. So, like, your diet has to adjust. And so, it really isn't just that simple, Sure, celebrities, they don't have normal jobs like us. They are not living on a budget. They're not trying to meal prep and figure out what they can eat and stuff. Like, they have, personal chefs, and sometimes they don't work for months because they're prepping for another role or whatever, they're doing. So for them, I feel like it's much easier to use it. But for regular folks like us, it can be very dangerous.
So I imagine that, I know that you said that it, as soon as you stop taking it, you have the chance to gain it all back. But people that are taking it may be developing healthier habits, or it could be shrinking the amount of food that they eat. So they will, as long as they're conscious of, their portion sizes moving forward, and maybe they develop some exercise habits, there is hope to keep it off. But it's like you said, it's not the magic pill. People are going to have to work to keep it off.
Well, you bring up a good point, and you said if people are using Ozempic, maybe they will create this healthy or healthier habits, where they're gonna eat healthier, smaller portions. Maybe they will work out or whatever the case may be. But then that doesn't make Ozempic anything different than any other weight loss solution that's out there, like bariatric surgery or any type of like Weight Watchers, Atkinson's, or like all these diets and programs and solutions, including surgeries, right? Tying your stomach. then Ozempic is nothing different.
But it's a non-invasive alternative, for
Well,
some people.
well, I don't know. I would call it non-invasive. Yes, the procedure to take it, it's probably easier than getting a bariatric surgery because you don't have to cut into your stomach. But it's injections and they're weekly injections and their side effects. So it's not just like, oh, you take Ozempic, nothing happens. In order to take Ozempic, you have to be healthy. You cannot have pretty much any underlying condition, pancreatitis, kidney issues, gallbladder issues, any type of thyroid cancer, heart problems, so many things on the list. Essentially, you have to be generally healthy in order to take Ozempic. But then the side effects can be gastrointestinal issues like nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal pain, and constipation. Those are the most common issues that are seen or side effects. But then people experience rashes and itching on the site of the injection.
Mm-hmm.
So
where are they injecting? Does it matter where they inject it all?
So it's usually it's in some type of fat, right? So it's like usually your stomach, thigh, or your arm. If we're talking about Ozempic as a solution, then since you already have to eat less, so you have to take less calories, you have to eat healthier. It has to be low fat food, low sugar food, no processed food, and no alcohol. Well, if you just start doing that, then why do you need Ozempic? Unless you're obese and you have issues with metabolism, we already established that if you have issues with metabolism, you probably have an underlying condition and then you're not qualified to take Ozempic. So you already have to do all these things while taking Ozempic. So healthy diet, working out, no alcohol. You already have to create all these healthy habits. So what is actually Ozempic doing? Yes, it speeds up the process, but the benefits outweigh the cost.
So you're saying that you take the Ozempic, but you don't get to eat whatever you want.
Correct.
I did not know that.
Yes, so it's not, that's why I'm saying it's not a magic pill. It's not just, oh, I'm going to take this and then I can ball out because I'm taking a weight loss drug. Well, it's not like that because remember, Ozempic is made for diabetes, type 2 diabetes. So it mimics insulin in your body. That's why it works as a medicine for diabetes. So if you eat sugar, then that can spike your insulin levels. And then
you're not going to feel well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the caveat is that, you talk about developing the healthy habits anyways, but particular people in my life that I know a couple of them and I know their eating habits, and they're not people that have bad eating habits, but they have struggled with weight loss for almost as long as I've known them. And this is the only time this has made a difference for them and actually worked. So I don't truly understand because those were the habits that were there before. But as soon as this was implemented, it worked. It's got something.
Sure, it has it. It's a rapid weight loss drug. That's really what it is because it goes into your body and mimics a specific hormone and makes you feel full, so you automatically eat less. So if you're just following a regular diet and let's say you are doing 1800 calories a day, right? You're going into a calorie deficit. Well, that dictates that you're going to eat 1800 calories, right, in a day. You and I talk a lot about tracking macros and what amount of protein we intake, carbs, fat, everything, right? Everything is tracked. But with Ozempic, you can almost take that out of the equation because Ozempic makes you not feel hungry. So instead of 1800 calories that you were looking to intake during the day, you might intake 1200 calories. Mm-hmm. But is that the healthiest thing for you, right? So you want to I look at things on a holistic approach. How is this affecting my body on an entire level, right? Am I intaking enough protein? Am I intaking all the vital minerals, nutrients, everything that I need. And with, let's say, 1,200 calories, it's impossible to do so. Like you
Yeah.
have to eat your food. Like the doctors say, oh, don't drink smoothies, eat your orange or eat your apple. Like you want to chew on that actual fruit. That's what this is. Like you're taking away that side. And yes, I 100% understand why some people take it, because it's a fast, it provides fast results. That's
Mhm.
really what it is. You start taking it, you can see it on a monthly basis. I heard people lose like 15 pounds, right? That's huge. No regular diet or workout or other healthy habits can produce those results. So I understand that aspect. However, on the other side of the coin is the long-term solutions, because we don't know what we don't know. We don't know anything about what Ozempic or Wegovy is going to do long-term to your body. We already know that you have to keep taking it literally for the rest of your life. So they're warning you, if you start taking it and you get off of it, you are probably going to gain all of your weight back.
It's interesting because I didn't realize, like you stated at the top of this conversation, is that it was approved in 2017. That is a baby.
It is. And I think that's why, they didn't realize that it was causing weight loss until couple of years in, when they started doing research and started tracking those patients who were taking Ozempic for diabetes. They realized that they were losing weight. And then they conducted the research and realized that this, one component of Ozempic is actually causing people to lose weight. But for diabetes patients, that is something that's desired, because they don't produce insulin in their body, so they do tend to get overweight. So, losing weight through the drug that they're taking that helps them produce insulin, that works. But a healthy person taking it, it can cause, we don't know what it can cause in your body. But I read, as I was doing research for this, that like processed food that are high in calories and fat can literally undermine the absorption of Ozempic.
Okay. That would explain why some people claim that it's not working for them.
Yes, you still have to live healthy. You can't just binge eat McDonald's and Popeyes and take Ozempic and think it's going to be fine. Like you have to, it's the same like bariatric surgery. That's what I sort of correlated with. Some people take it for preparation for bariatric surgery. So, for bariatric surgery, you have to lose certain weight, and some people take it to get to the desired weight and then have a bariatric surgery. But it's the same concept. You have to live healthy for the rest of your life when you have a bariatric surgery, because the moment you slip, everything falls and you
And then
just gain everything back.
I imagine that once you're on Ozempic or one of these other similar drugs, and I'm just trying to imagine how life would be, how it would help with your eating habits in general if you're always feeling full. When I'm on a low caloric diet, I want to eat everything in front of me because I'm starving, which is why I don't follow low caloric diets anymore. But this keeps you low on the calories, but without all those cravings, and you want to going on a bender because you're trying to compensate for not eating all day. So I can understand where that's super helpful and changes the game for people.
I get that, but as we talked about it earlier, eating calories it's not as simple, right? It's not just counting the calories. It's really counting the nutrients that you intake, because you can eat 1,800 calories of fast food and 1,800 calories of home cooked meal, and the results are going to be completely different.
Right.
Right? The way you feel, the way your body functions, the way you sleep, the way you do your workouts, everything, right? Everything is impacted by those nutrients. I feel like when you lose your appetite, that's what you're missing on. But I was actually watching the news, I think yesterday when I was working, and there was on ABC, almost like always put something on about Ozempic. And they were saying how food industry brands are trying to come up, they're trying to jump on the bandwagon of Ozempic and all this like weight loss. They're trying to develop protein shakes that will like have enough calories and enough nutrients, and so ensure that
Yeah.
protein shake company, they said that they're, I think like early next year, they're going to come up with a brand that they, or with the shake that they have been working on, that it's going to be like high in calories but have all the right nutrients. So it's almost going to be like a meal replacement. And so they weren't the only ones. There were like other brands that were trying to jump on that. So people that are taking Ozempic are more prone to buy those products. If they don't
Oh
feel like
my
eating,
God.
they can take a shake. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Anything for a buck, these
Oh,
people.
absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Thinking about this, have you come across any other benefits while you're on this sort of drug other than weight loss?
So there is some research that it's still not 100%, so the jury is still out on that, but it is believed that Ozempic helps you with any health, it helps you with any heart problems. I think it lowers your blood pressure, but I would assume it lowers the blood pressure because you're not intaking as many calories and as much food. So that's one potential benefit of it. But other than that, I think it's really early to say what kind of benefits besides the weight loss it's, doing to our body.
My next question is there a natural alternative to these drugs?
So I try to find natural alternatives to Ozempic, and there's some trends on TikTok that people are doing. There's some type of powder from some berry that they're saying that it's a natural Ozempic, but people are saying that, or scientists and nutritionists are saying that that's really not true. The same thing with Ozempic, right? There is no magic pill. So there is not just one ingredient that's going to help you rapidly lose weight. We've all lived through those weight loss teas and detox teas and Herbalife or whatever they're called, but they don't produce long lasting effects. So the other trend that I saw was about psyllium husk, and it's a form of a fiber that it's made from husks of this plant called Plantago ovata. I use it in baking. I'm gluten free, and it's very commonly used to mimic wheat or gluten.
Okay.
And I've never knew that there were any other benefits, to be honest, besides baking. So I buy a powder, and there are seeds as well. But I guess there is a trend on TikTok. People are saying that if you intake that, it helps you with weight loss. But actually, that's not 100% true. Now that I think about it, psyllium husk, when I researched it, because, I'm like remaking my family staples to be gluten-free. So I bake a lot of bread, and I'm currently trying to develop a gluten-free bagel recipe. And so when I was researching psyllium husk, I saw that people take the powder for if they have constipation. So it helps with gastrointestinal issues. But I don't think it has that power, right? Like you can take a detox tea and go to the bathroom the next morning, or you can drink the prune juice and then you're going to go to the bathroom. But when you go to the bathroom, you relieve only the immediate toxins that you have in your body, but it doesn't really help you lose drastic weight.
Right.
It might
Yeah.
help you. It might help you with toxins, and so it makes you go to the bathroom more often. Doing number 1 or 2, it doesn't matter. You're still
Flushing.
deposing stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly, you're flushing stuff out of your body. But in the long run, it doesn't work that way. I would say the best alternative is to start healthier living and go from there. I feel like there's a lot of misconception about nutrition and what's healthy and what's not. There's a lot of trends that go around. We get a lot of our information from social media, and everybody's a nutritionist online. And so people People have opinions and they make videos and then they get a following. And so I feel like we've lost almost the knowledge of what's healthy for you and what's not. So I would say nutrition plays a big role, obviously, in your weight, but it's also your lifestyle. Are you getting enough sleep? If you're tracking your deep sleep and your REM, you can see, well, okay, am I actually sleeping? Yes, I'm in bed for 8 hours, but am I actually sleeping good? And how does that translate in your life? What's your performance at work? How do you work out? What types of workout are you doing? Not every type of workout is for everybody. Some people do yoga and don't work out at all, and they're like the most fit people ever. Some people go to the gym for 10 years and they're not fit at all. It's because nobody taught them how to properly work out. So there is a lot of things that go into your weight. It's not just, oh, I ate a burger, I'm going to gain weight. So,
And what's that saying? Like, you can't outwork out your diet.
yeah, I never heard
Yeah.
that.
No, but
No.
you can't outwork a bad diet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's got to
yeah,
be
you
paired
can.
together.
So yeah, as I said, it's a holistic approach to the weight loss. It's what you eat, what you drink. Are you drinking a lot of alcohol? Are you working out properly? Also, I read a lot of books about nutrition, and Dr. Mark Hyman, I'm like obsessed
Mhm.
with him. His books really help me navigate through Hashimoto's disease. And one of the things that he always preaches about is community. And I never really thought about that, but he was saying how you can eat the best food, all organic, grass fed, and you can work out and, live a very healthy life. But if you don't have a community around yourself, it makes you depressed, it makes you feel lonely, and then everything trickles down from there. So your nutrition is not as worth it as when you have that community sense. And so he talks a lot about blue zones, where
Mhm.
people live the longest lives. And one of the things that it's for all the blue zones that are out there, sense of community is like one of the strongest things that people attribute to long life, because they just they get together, they eat meals together, they and they do everything together. That's also a big part of your lifestyle, because usually when you're surrounded by people, you're less depressed because everybody's going through. And so it's different, and I really never thought about that until he explained it. The way he explained it, it almost is like, oh, it's aha moment where you're like, okay, yeah, this totally makes sense.
Yeah, and a quick explanation for that, if people haven't heard about blue zones before, are there are certain zones on this earth that people live the longest, and they're these very small communities, and they share very certain distinct characteristics that these people feel contribute to their longevity. So that's what Alex is referring to in the blue zones. And actually, one of them is in California.
Yes. There's actually a Netflix docu-series if anybody's interested in it, and I think that it's called Blue Zones or Living in the Blue Zones or something. Yeah, one of them is in California. The other one, I think the most popular one, is in Greece. A
Mhm.
lot of people know about it. I actually get my olive oil I get from that area. So the company that I use, Thrive Market, for my groceries, they source olive oil from that specific village in Greece. And one of the most amazing things about it is that it's like this one family that owns all the olive trees, and when it's the harvest time, like the entire village comes together and they all work, and then after that there is like a big feast, and it's just I almost feel like we don't even know what that is anymore.
It's a good way to live, that's for sure. I think what we've just discussed here is just reiterating that there's uses, all kinds of uses for Ozempic, and there's going to be people that this gives hope to, and they use it in a healthy way. I think that there's people that are looking for a quick fix, and that's what they're going to use it for. I think that there's many different reasons that people are going to continue to use this. It's a little scary that we don't have enough history on it to really understand what the long-term effects will be. But I pray that anything that we learn in the future isn't too bad or too harmful, because I know it's helped a lot of people to this point, and I have a lot of hope for them. And I have a lot of hope that this will change their lives so that they can eventually come off of it, the ones that can, and develop the healthier lifestyles that you were talking about.
I agree. I would just say, I know I probably came off as like bashing Ozempic, but I really want people to be careful
Mhm.
when they decide on that journey. So please do a lot of research and talk to your physician.
Right. And
Always,
don't go to someone else's physician because you know that they're known to prescribe it. Go to someone that you trust for this.
that it is very important. So talking to a licensed professional who can guide you through that, that is very important because they can advise you on your health condition, on your health situation, overall health habits that you have. So if you do decide to take on the Ozempic journey, then it's informed choices, right? That's really what it is about. You want to do as much research as possible on the drug itself to see, well, what kind of side effects are there besides all the benefits, losing weight and whatnot. What else do you need to know? Because like you said, like you didn't know that you had to eat healthy. Like you couldn't just binge eat crappy food because you were on Ozempic, and that's not the case.
Okay, and one other question that I had written down. I don't know where it came from. Ozempic face. What the heck is that?
I know. I actually just that ABC news bit that I was watching on yesterday. They were actually talking about Ozempic face, and so one of the things is that I guess because you're losing fat, so you lose fat in your face, and what it results is in very aged, wrinkled appearance. Skin almost looks droopy because it lost all the fat, in your
Mhm.
cheeks and
Yeah.
on your face. And so that's what it's called, Zempic face, because you can almost like spot people who are taking it because, all the fat just sort of got,
Yeah. Yeah, the rapid weight loss.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that explains it. And not what I thought it was.
What did you think it was?
Let's not go there. Let's not go there. I
Anyway.
have a wild imagination.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm
and,
asking.
and not in a great way. I mean, we'll talk off air.
Okay.
That's when it gets real good, when we actually stop recording. This was a great chat, and it wraps up our journey into Ozempic. So we hoped you learned a little something like I did today. That's why we do this. If you've got any questions, comments, or just want to share your thoughts, we're all ears. Shoot us an email at nyabpodcast@gmail.com. Your input will make this podcast even better. So we encourage the communication. And of course, if you enjoyed today's episode, share it with your friends. Our episodes actually make for some great water cooler conversation. So share the wealth.
Yes. And if you are on Instagram or TikTok or Snapchat, we are NYAB Podcast on all social media platforms. So connect with us. We would love to hear from you.
All right. It's been a blast. Thank you so much for listening. We can't wait to bring you another episode next week, whatever that may be.
Thanks, Claudia.
Thank you, Alex. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.